name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments, starting with the ailments beginning with the letter A. But before I do, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Please refer to my How to Use Homeopathic Remedies video before using a material in this video. I will discuss how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I've broken down these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions. Then I'll move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system. Then I'll address issues with your skin, nails, and hair. Then conditions of the eyes, ears, and nose. Then ailments of the teeth and gums. Then issues with lungs and respiration. Then ailments of the heart, blood, and circulation. Then ailments of the muscles, bones, and joints. Then ailments of the esophagus, stomach, and duodenum. Then ailments of the small and large intestines, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Then ailments of the kidney and bladder. Then ailments specific to women and ailments specific to men. Then issues of the hormones and metabolism. After that, I'll address the issues of homeopathic remedy on infections, infestations, and the immune system. Then issues surrounding fertility and pregnancy and surrounding childbirth and postnatal problems. Then homeopathic remedies that address specific problems in infants, ailments and diseases of childhood, and special issues of adolescence, and finally, special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology and responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it is recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, they can be loosely placed into different categories called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, a phosphoric type. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or Arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to Arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of bodily shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, Natrum mirror people tend to be pear-shaped, have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. And they also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, Lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of a stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets, and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Of course, constitutional types have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings. An account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I'll be making detailed videos of the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques without the approval of your physician. So, let us continue with learning how homeopathic treatments can help with mental and emotional ailments. Today, we will continue with mental and emotional ailments that begin with the letter A. Alcoholism. Alcoholism requires professional medical help. It is possible to wean a person off alcohol in the short term by using vitamins, tranquilizers, various forms of aversion therapy, counseling, and so forth. But that is only the first step. As most recovering alcoholics will confirm, the hard work starts when a person leaves the hospital or clinic after detoxification and realizes that they must never touch alcohol again. The right amount of alcohol for a recovering alcoholic is no alcohol. This is where Alcoholics Anonymous provides invaluable support. Homeopathy does not offer treatment for alcoholism as such, although in emergencies various homeopathic remedies can be used to relieve the symptoms of withdrawal. However, homeopathy does offer constitutional treatment to boost your general health, vitality, and self-confidence once the habit has been broken. Homeopathy can offer a number of remedies for the effects of occasional overindulgence in alcohol. Some specific homeopathic remedies to help with alcohol issues are as follows, and are to be given every half hour or more frequently if necessary, for up to 12 doses. For the treatment of a morning hangover, especially after drinking hard alcohol, and basically burning the candle at both ends, use Nux 6C. For stomach pains after heavy drinking, use Capsicum 6C. For social binging, with the person talking too much and complaining that their clothing is too tight, use Lachesis 6C. For a person who is more depressed and irritable than usual, very near the end of their rope, use Avena 6C. For a person who is apprehensive, trembly, lethargic, and sensitive to noise, use Zinc 6C. For a person who is a solitary drinking with abnormal amounts of flatulence and has nervous exhaustion, use Sulphur 6C. For a person who has nausea and vomiting after drinking beer, with a tendency towards a lot of stringy Calcarea, which is an excess discharge or buildup of mucus in the nose or throat, use Bichrom 6C. And here are some self-help tips. Some other things that you can do for yourself to help with problems associated with excessive consumption of alcohol is to become involved with Alcoholics Anonymous. They usually have meetings most nights of the week in most towns of any size, and anyone who thinks they have a drinking problem can attend. There is a sister organization called Al-Anon, which offers support and counseling to the family and family members of alcoholics. Some important additional things that can be done to strengthen the body so that it can focus on healing itself are proper nutrition first and foremost, and a comprehensive vitamin mineral supplementation program, which I've outlined in my videos on these topics in my Maintenance of Good Health playlist. Evening primrose oil would also be beneficial. Anger. When a person feels angry, the pulse rate and skin conductivity increase. The stomach feels tight or fluttery, and various muscle groups tense up. Bottled up anger lies at the root of depression, especially if a person's self-esteem is shaky and many life situations are seen as threatening. Some specific homeopathic remedies to help with anger issues are as follows and are to be taken every half hour for up to 10 doses. For a person who is extremely critical of everyone and everything and is also very impatient and irritable and having a strong tendency to flare up and may have been overworking or overindulging in food and alcohol, use Nux 6C. For sudden violent outbursts of anger that stem from feelings of insecurity and apprehension, use Lycopodium 6C. For an angry, bad-tempered child who pulls away from touching and hugging and is constantly demanding things but throws them aside as soon as they are given, use Cina, 6C. For an irrational child who insists on being carried around and starts screaming the moment they are put down, especially during teething if one cheek is red and the other is pale, use Chamomilla, 6C. For anger that brings on spasms of stomach pain, use Colocynth, 6C. For anger that brings on a high fever or anger triggered off by a bad temper, use Aconite, 30C. For anger that brings on hysterical symptoms such as vomiting, blacking out, temporary loss of memory, sight, speech, or hearing paralysis, use Ignatia, 6C. Some important additional things that can be done to strengthen the body so that it can focus on healing itself are proper nutrition, first and foremost, and a comprehensive vitamin and mineral supplementation program, which I've outlined in my videos on these topics in my Maintenance of Good Health playlist. Exercise, relaxation, and meditation and contemplation can also help to dissolve the physical tensions that accompany anger. If anger is rooted in a fragile self-esteem and insecurity, assertiveness training may be useful. Anniversary reaction of a loved one's death and grief. Very few people who have lost a loved one are immune from painful thoughts when the anniversary of their loss comes around. Over the years, the reaction tends to fade, but it can give rise to chronic or recurring depression. Some specific homeopathic remedies to help with anniversary issues, death and grief, are as follows and are to be taken 4 times daily for up to 14 days, or every hour for up to 10 doses if feelings are particularly painful. For great sadness in a person who is also very emotionally self-contained and refuses sympathy, use Natrum, 6C. For hysterical laughing and weeping, use Ignatia, 6C. For the fear of dying with sudden feelings of panic, use Aconite, 30C. For a person who is angry, irritable, and overcritical, use Nux, 6C. Anxiety. In most people, anxiety prompts some kind of action to counter a perceived threat. In this sense, anxiety is helpful. It's of survival value. But if anxiety becomes a permanent state because almost everything is perceived as a threat, depression and other psychosomatic illnesses can set in. A phobia is an acute, disabling anxiety state attached to a certain object, animal, or situation. Compulsions and obsessions are attempts to diffuse anxiety. Anxiety can also be a symptom of hypoglycemia, or a withdrawal from drugs, or, if accompanied by weight loss and bulging eyes, of thyrotoxicosis. Hyperventilation and food allergies also raise anxiety levels. Anxiety is often a way of dealing with hidden depressions. Homeopathic remedy offers whole-body treatment where anxiety is chronic, but it also has a number of emergency remedies to help deal with anxiety. Some specific homeopathic remedies to help with anxiety are as follows and are to be given every 2 hours for up to 10 doses. For anxiety about a new situation or any situation that involves performing in front of an audience, especially if the person craves sweets and feels worse in a hot, stuffy room, use Lycopodium, 6C. For feelings of restless insecurity, chilliness, tiredness, and trying to fend off anxiety by being meticulously tidy, use Arsenicum, 6C. For feeling extremely nervous and very sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of others, and being grateful for reassurances and for being twice as nervy during thunderstorms, use Phosphorus, 6C. For a person who fears for their sanity and forgets things and easily becomes overweight and feels the cold excessively, use Calcarea, 6C. For people who are apt to dwell on morbid topics, use Natrum, 6C. For anxiety that follows the loss of a loved one or breaking of a love affair, use Ignatia, 6C. For a nervous system spinning out of control due to overwork, and for people who find it difficult to let go and relax, even while in bed, use Tarentual, 6C. Some self-help. Some important additional things that can be done to strengthen the body so that it can focus on healing itself are proper nutrition first and foremost, and a comprehensive vitamin and mineral supplementation program, which I've outlined in my videos on these topics in my Maintenance of Good Health playlist. If anxiety is caused by specific situations, try to avoid them, at least for a while. Avoid tea and coffee. Relaxation and meditation can also help. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.